So I tried to turn YouTube and TikTok on at the same time and managed to flip my TikTok camera to my computer screen. Well, the side of my computer screen. But it is what it is. Hi guys, it's Friday. It's Bodhiverse time. So tonight we're going to talk about folk magic, American folk magic. And if you guys don't know, I am a professional shaman, professional folk magic practitioner. Travel all over the place. I teach a lot of classes, including American folk magic. So I'm going to do just a little bit of a different format tonight. So instead of just throwing a bunch of information at you guys, I'm going to let you guys ask questions and I'll answer as many as I can. And if I don't know, I'm happy to tell you I don't know. Just letting you know. So for those of you guys that don't know my background, don't know much about me, I was raised very eclectically as far as spirituality goes, and I grew up practicing a very interesting mix of American folk magic that includes steeped deeply in Southern Baptist Bible verses, as well as a healthy dose of Native American upbringing. So, what kind of questions do you guys have this evening that have to do with folk magic? Do you guys even know what folk magic is? I guess we should start there. Let's start with what folk magic is. Folk magic is a very eclectic mix of a whole bunch of different practices from around the world that landed here and melded with different Native American tribes on the coast and has spread from there. There are several different types of folk magic practices. There is Appalachian folk magic, there is hoodoo and conjure, there is Ozark folk magic, there is powwow magic, which is up in the Pennsylvania Dutch area, there's Pacific folk magic. There's a whole bunch of different types. I'm sure there's a lot more than that we could pinpoint, but what kind of questions you guys have when it comes to folk magic practices? Or just questions in general about magic practices. Some of you guys last night were asking me about posting a video. As far as, that's a great question, and I'll answer that one in just a second. As far as working to bring in a person for, attracting your lover, a soulmate, etc. And I stressed all day over how to do it because I can't do anything just small. So it's a big, massive working, and yeah. So somebody asked if hoodoo and conjure, well, let me see here. Let me make sure that I've got the right. Hoodoo, voodoo, closed, or could anyone do it? So voodoo is a closed practice. You do have to be initiated into it by someone higher up, and I do not know the names, like the correct terminology for those higher up in voodoo. I'm not super familiar with voodoo. Now, as far as hoodoo, I think that's kind of a gray area. Let me say it that way. Because I know people, I know practitioners that have practiced hoodoo for a very long time that they were not raised in it. They were not initiated into it, but they have practiced it for decades, 20 to 30 years. They are mainly self-taught. So that one's kind of a gray area. There are going to be practices in any different religious practice, whether it's witchcraft, whether it's hoodoo, whether it is voodoo, whether it's Native American practices, etc., that are going to be closed. So yeah, there you go. I know that there were some other questions in here. Let me go back up. Do I know where some of these practices originated from? As far as folk magic, yes. So the vast majority of American folk magic originated from three main areas. You have the Native American tribes that were here. You have slaves that were brought over. And you also have the Irish, the Celtic, especially the indentured servants that were brought over. So Appalachian folk magic in particular is a mix of Native American and Celtic practices. Those of you guys that don't know, the mountains that make up the Appalachian Mountains are the sister mountains, the same mountains to those that run through Ireland and England. They have some of the same trees. In fact, they found that when Pangea was a thing, that was the same mountain range. And as it split apart, the mountain range split into two different continents. They are the same mountains. So when the Irish indentured servants and the Irish themselves came over, were brought over, they felt right at home in those mountains. And so they made that practice their own. So it's it's an interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing. So as far as hoodoo and conjure, that one is very interesting as far as its roots as well. That is absolutely a Southern thing. Most of it was brought over here by slaves. It originated as a mix of what was here to practice with, such as the different roots and so on, as well as voodoo, practices that had to be melded and kind of steeped in a little bit more of a religious feel for it to be acceptable. There's a lot more to the hoodoo history, and I highly recommend you guys research and learn if you're interested in learning about it. In fact, all of these different practices, if you guys are interested in them at all, I highly recommend learning about them because they are fantastic and they are all very rich. So yes. So let me go back up here and answer some of these questions. How do you know what your practice is supposed to be? So your practice is your practice. Period. It's your practice. You practice how you feel, how your intuition tells you to practice. That's the wonderful thing about it being a practice. No one can tell you how to do it, what's wrong, what's right. It's all yours. So now, if you belong to a specific religion, if you belong to a specific Native American tribe, things like that, then you may have things that are right, are wrong. This is the rules for this. This is the rules for that. However, yeah. So what other questions do we have? So a video on real crystal stones and fakes. Well, I will say that if you guys are wanting to know about how to tell the difference between real crystals and fake crystals, anything that's going to be really bright colored is probably going to be fake. But Nature's Direct Company, Sam and Alan, have some fantastic videos on how to tell real from fake crystals, and I highly recommend you watching that. So Granny Witches are from Appalachia, and they're fantastic. They're fantastic. So thank you. I appreciate that. This was the last ring I bought my mom. It is green turquoise, and it is now mine again. So yeah. Yes, I would absolutely check that out. So yeah. So I do Reiki lives every Thursday and every Sunday. But here's the question. See, people are asking, how about an impromptu Reiki session? I actually was thinking about it this evening because as I was getting ready for the Bodhiverse here, I thought maybe I should go to just filming the Bodhiverse and posting it on YouTube for y'all to listen to and doing something a little different on Friday nights. I'm kind of really enjoying Reiki. So, I'll tell you what. Let's do this. I'm going to put a poll up. If you guys would like me to do an impromptu Reiki session tonight, I will be happy to do it. That will be the red. Blue will be to continue to answer questions, okay? So, red, if you guys would like me to do an impromptu Reiki session. Blue, if you guys would like me to keep answering questions. So, a good crystal to start off with, all of them. Whatever you're drawn to. Whatever you're drawn to, love. So, yeah. Look at you guys. Even people on YouTube are saying, yes, Reiki, please. And I'm assuming that's what I'm going to do since it's almost 40 to 6. Almost 40 to 6. Really, y'all? All right. I guess that means I need to pull up some different music, eh? Y'all are so cute. Y'all are so cute. All right. Let me see here. Do we need Viking music? I guess we need Viking music, yes? I gotta go down here in the way. All right, here we go. You guys must really need it this week. All right. I can't guarantee it'll be super quiet because I don't have my door shut. I don't need my door shut. I don't mind doing Reiki, guys. I see some of you guys are like, just let her answer questions. I don't mind a bit. Y'all, I really, really don't mind a bit. It is something I'm very good at. It is something I'm very talented at, and I love it. If I didn't love it, I wouldn't do it so much. So, all right. Are we ready? Are we ready? Plus, believe it or not, a true Reiki practitioner is energized by performing Reiki. I do want to say, I did see last night when I was using big band music that some people were saying, this is not Reiki. Then you've never experienced real Reiki. You've definitely never experienced shamanic Reiki, because shamanic Reiki and real Reiki is not all just let's relax and have a spa day. It's not the point. The point is to fix the energy. The point is to make the energy and the chakras and the meridians flow like they're supposed to. And there's my key to stop talking. All right. So, are we ready? Everybody's going to log on and say, Bodhiverse, this is not the Bodhiverse. This is not folk magic. Y'all got to get me in trouble. Wow. Impromptu Reiki session. Hello there, New Mexico. I'll be down your way here very soon. All right. So if you guys do not know what Reiki is, let me fix something real quick. If you guys do not know what Reiki is a Japanese energy healing art. It runs along the same meridians that acupuncture and acupressure work on throughout the body. So, ready? We're going to start here. Deep breath. Every time I move my hand positions, I want you guys to take a deep breath. All right, so let's start off with this. Anything you would like to get rid of goes right here. Right there. Or right here. Or right here. Right here. Wherever you want to put it. Ready? 1. 2. All of it right there. Take a deep breath. I want you to let it all go. 3. We'll start slow and then we'll get a little faster, okay? I switched my leg up there. My foot was going to sleep. All right. Those of you guys that are just coming in and asking, this is my own proprietary blend called Omni Reiki. This is Warrior Reiki. It's not meant to be this spa treatment. It's meant to take away the bullshit and replace it with the good energy. For those of you guys that are curious, I have been a Reiki master teacher, a grand master in 8 different types of Reiki since 2014. I have been practicing professionally since then. I have taught hundreds of people all around the world. Ready? guys are wondering, yes, I am streaming on YouTube as well. So for those of you guys just joining, normally we're talking about things and stuff, but apparently everybody needed some impromptu Reiki. So for those of you guys that are having it freeze a lot, I am also live streaming on YouTube right now where it is not freezing. Let me pause for just a minute here, because if you guys can't stop laughing, that means it's working. Just saying. Alright. They probably muted you on accident then, love. There's some trolley trolls tonight. Alright, we ready? Guys, we're having it break, freeze. I'm on YouTube, and this will be saved on YouTube. I'm sweating. I don't know about y'all. hopefully TikTok will quit lagging. Thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet. So for those of you guys asking about mutes, my mods are under strict guidance from me to not answer trolls, to not engage them, to not feed them, and simply to mute them. This is a safe, calm space for everybody. I'm professional, my mods are professional, and I expect the same from you if you'd like to stay and comment. It's pretty easy. You don't want to get muted? Be professional. Be a big person. No, we're going to go just a couple more minutes. And then I have some lives to plan. For those of you guys that are just now catching me, I want you to know that I'm planning to do some live Reiki from Sedona, from Joshua Tree National Park, and several others on my way to California and back. All right, one more. One more song, and then you guys should all go drink some water, no matter how long you were here. Oh, this is going to be a fast one. Are y'all ready? This was an impromptu Reiki live. And I wasn't quite prepared for all the energy, for all the love, for everybody on here. I appreciate it. So, all right, I'll go one more. I keep saying just one more, and then I stop, and one more, and then I stop, one more, and then I stop. One more. Okay? If you guys are having problems with it freezing, please follow me on YouTube. I am streaming live there. It has not been freezing, and you can watch it there too. I'll tell you what, I am going to go ahead and end my YouTube. So those of you guys on YouTube, I appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Whoop. Maybe.